Okay.
Okay. Quick, come.
Yeah, okay, fine. Go ahead, you start.
Everyone knows what Superman looks like. So you just put a poster of Superman up on the wall, go to the gym, and start slugging it out. And that's just what you have to do.
If you try really hard, if you see a wall ahead of you and you run and you run and you run, you try to jump the wall to get the other side. You know what's on the other side? Just another wall. So, you know, there's no point in hurrying.
Do you think you're really going to be able to keep that sort of philosophical look on things?
The only thing that's important is that if you continue to set challenges, if you think you've jumped the last wall and there's no more challenges, then your life's boring. Then there's nothing left to do, and I think you might as well quit. But I think it's just important. Wherever I've been in life, I say, okay, here I am now, and I got to see what's the next challenge. I'm not an athlete, you know. I'm not an actual athlete, but I play for fun, you know. It's just it's a good way to sort of relax and take it easy. I'm not very competitive. When I was a kid, when I was growing up, I never liked to be in the team sports where you had to beat the other person. You know, we had to be better than somebody else. I went for individual sports like skiing, you know, downhill skiing. I got too close to it. There is something about the competitiveness that just doesn't come naturally to me. I really think that life is about setting obstacles for yourself and then trying to overcome them. My first big obstacle was I got very big play with Katharine Hepburn, one of the biggest, you know, stars in the world. The first thing I've got to measure up to that challenge. Then the next challenge, I've got to work with Marlon Brando. Okay, fine. Then the next challenge, I've got to be Superman. Okay, fine. You know, just one by one, you take these challenges and say, okay, this is what I'm going to do today. And then, hopefully, if you've gotten through that, you go on to the next one. The day where you think you're on easy street, that's when you're in big trouble.
Yeah, well, you know, a lot of people, you know, when it happens, don't realize it.
Yeah. Well, listen, I'm 26 now, and as Katharine Hepburn said to me, she said, you've got 50 years ahead of you, you know. And you better make some use of it. You better do it well. I mean, I think it takes 20 years to make an actor anyway, so I've been in the business for 10 years. I'm only halfway there, you know.
Tell me, what happened? I mean, do you remember the first day you met her?
Oh, yeah. We were all sitting in the theater. The whole cast was assembled. And you have to fill out these cards for unemployment insurance and things like that. And we're busy writing and stuff. And this lady comes in with dark sunglasses, a high peaked cap like this, a scarf like that around her neck. And she comes and says, I'm Katharine Hepburn. I'm so pleased to meet you. Now let's go over here and read this thing and see if it's a good idea to do. Okay, we rehearsed this scene. And the scene called for me to come in and greet her, you know, in a big hug and everything. And I come on the stage and I find that this stove, this portable stove on wheels, is sitting in the middle of the living room. And I'm supposed to take it and push it over into a closet, open the door, and stay in the closet for 2 pages of dialogue. And suddenly I thought, wait a minute. She's center stage. And I'm in the closet saying 2 pages out. I said, this isn't fair. No, wait a minute. I said, excuse me, Mr. Willman, I wonder, what am I doing here in the closet? May I come out, please? She said, oh, Christopher, you take center stage and I shall go in the closet. And with that, she changed places. She took the cooker, she went in the closet, and left me in center stage just doing nothing. And she was better in the closet than I was on center stage. Now, that's presence.
I think I read somewhere that she wanted you.
Yeah, she did. She did. She picked me at the first audition, you know. She told me right then and there. She said that was it. She came to every audition, and she saw about 300 actors for the part. So I was honored. I mean, I adore her. I absolutely adore her, and I learned more from her in 1 year of being able to play with her than I did in 8 years of just kicking around by myself before that. She said to me, she always had one piece of advice. She said, Christopher, be fascinating. I said, well, that's easy for you to say. The rest of us have to work at it, you know. But I always had this scene in the beginning of the second act where this young girl and I were alone on stage for 6 minutes when she's out in the garden, right? Now, Kay Herpin, she wouldn't go off stage and stay in her dressing room. She's standing there off stage, watching in the wings, just watching right through the microphone. And just before I'd be on stage getting ready and stuff, and just before the curtain would go, she'd say, "Be fascinating, Christopher, be fascinating." Oh, God, you know.
Stand back, please. Stand back. It's all right. Nothing to get worried about.
He's definitely coming, Mr. Luthor.
It's open. Come in. My attorney will be in touch with you about the damage to the door. Otis, take the gentleman's key.
I don't think he wants me to, Mr. Luthor.
All right, Luther, where's the gas pellet?
Somewhere. This is the back of my mind, actually. This is a little idea I was toying with.
Is that how a warped brain like yours gets its kicks? By planning the death of innocent people?
No. By causing the death of innocent people.
Fire.
What seems to be true about Superman is that he's outlasted. So, I mean, he started in 1938 and he stuck around. I mean, copies of Superman magazines used to go with the soldiers into the trenches in World War II. You got your K rations and a shovel and, you know, army clothes and Superman. For morale. Look, you know, you couldn't grow up in the 50s without being aware that there was a Superman. I knew that Eisenhower was the president. There was a Superman. Y.A. Tittle was the quarterback for the Yankees, for the Giants, you know. But just the passing awareness. I knew he was from Krypton and he could fly, but that's about it. It wasn't until I got the part that I did research and started to learn more about it.
What sort of research did you do?
Oh, I read the old comic books, some of them. I looked at the old television series. But they weren't really that much help because it was my responsibility to make... Well, we all know that Superman can leap tall buildings, but the question is, can he leap the generation gap? And that was the most important thing to solve the problem of taking an old-fashioned hero and dropping him off in the 70s to see how he gets along. That's what we were interested in doing.
I think also it came at a very good time. I think people are much more prepared now to see Superman than in the 60s.
Yeah, but or also in Nixon's America. I mean, if Nixon had come along, if Superman had come along right in the middle of Nixon's presidency, you know, in Watergate, and there's a man that says, "I'm here to fight for truth, justice, American way," they'd laugh him right off the screen. Excuse me.
That's a bad outfit.
Whoa! Okay, Fred, Larry. Come on, look up there.
What the hell's that?
Easy, miss. I've got you.
You've got me? Who's got you? I cannot believe that he got her.
Gentlemen, this man needs help. Well, I certainly hope this little incident hasn't put you off flying, miss. Statistically speaking, of course, it's still the safest way to travel.
Right. Wait! Who are you?
A friend. And while nobody can move mountains, Superman can help you to think about moving your own personal mountains, maybe.